last week it was just a total soap opera. This week's pretty much the same thing. Not very much difference there. So let's go back to Monday. We'll start Monday and then we'll work up. Okay, so St. Martin and Royal Caribbean meet to discuss their home porting there. So that's exciting. I try to do the exciting news, but sometimes I do have to go over the cancellations. Like I said, Disney Cruise Line did do some suspensions of the Disney Magic sailings and that sort of thing. So, you you got to report the good with the bad, I guess, or the bad with the good, should say. Okay, so let's see what else we've got here. Oh, Royal Caribbean is set to be the largest brand in North America. That's interesting because Carnival always used to be the largest brand in North America. But when the pandemic hit and Carnival had to sell off, a lot of their fleet, and so they decided to go ahead and scrap, some of the older ships that they had. So now Royal Caribbean is set to be the largest brand in North America. So that's very interesting. So that's kind of a turn of events. Let's see what else we have here. Okay. What else was I going to go over? Okay. Let's see. MSC Cruises extends their U.S. pause through June. So just everybody's now canceled through the end of June, I do believe. Everybody's on that same time frame, I think, now. So let's see. P&O Cruises release more availability for UK summer program. So since nobody can sail out of the US, everybody's going over to the UK. so the UK is going to have so many choices over there. It's going to be wonderful for them. Okay, let's see what else we have here. MSC Cruises announced massive Europe restart program, 10 ships. MSC is going to have 10 ships sailing over in Europe this summer. Wow. That is amazing. Let's see. Okay. So there's been some new legislation going in this week. So it's funny because, like I said before, the country is so divided. It's like, you ask one person, they're going to give you one opinion. You ask another person, you're going to get totally different perspective. So we have senators from Florida and Alaska that introduced legislation to try to get the cruising started up again, right? So they're wanting the conditional sail order to be replaced or whatever. And then you have the other side of the coin and you have other people that are putting in legislation that they don't want cruising to start up. So, I mean, it's crazy. U.S. politicians urge CDC to keep cruise industry closed. So, we just can't win for losing, you guys. It is craziness. Crazy. Okay, here, let's go. Let's see what this says. Okay, so Congresswoman Doris, I'm probably going to say this all kinds of wrong, Matusi and U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal have sent a letter to U.S. Centers of Disease Control Dr. Walensky, urging her to strictly enforce recently issued safety guidance under the framework of conditional sailing order and immediately halt cruises if outbreaks occur on board. Oh, okay. So if an outbreak occurs, they can stop them. Okay. So, guys, I just don't even know. Like I said, they've got this thing called the Cruise Act, that went in. So politicians are starting to get involved. So now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'm really not sure. And like I said, that's going to be mixed reviews on that as well. Whether that's a good thing or bad thing, I'm not sure, but it is happening. So, you've got CLIA. So make sure, and I'll go ahead and post that again on my Facebook page, but CLIA has a link that you can go in, and all you have to do is put in your name and your email, and they shoot that over to your local congressman and representatives and all of that. So it's super, super easy to do, and they have had hundreds of thousands of people voicing their opinion to reopen the cruise industry. So keep those coming. And if you haven't done it since last week, go in and do it again. Go in and do it again. I know I've heard of other people like having multiple emails, going in and doing under multiple emails, whatever you got to do. Just send in as many as you can. And so, yeah, I think their voices are starting to be heard. So all we can do is keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully, for everyone's sake, everyone that is their job depends on or is related to the travel industry or cruise industry specifically, that's going to help them so much. So the CLIA is involved. The travel agent associations are getting involved. The politicians are getting involved. There's so many different sectors, that are starting to voice their opinion. It's starting to get national attention on the national media channels and things like that. So that's probably a good thing. I would say that's a very good thing. And so I've seen the leaders from Norwegian, Carnival, Royal, I've seen them all being interviewed on major media outlets. So fingers crossed, you guys, the more voices, that are heard. And I think the more that they see sailings going well in other places, I think that's going to make a difference too. I think as the numbers come down, that's going to make a difference to, the pandemic numbers. So all of those things rolled together, I think, is going to be a good thing for cruising. So we shall see. Now, this is an article that just came out today that I thought was interesting. Norwegian, it says Norwegian Cruise Line wants an answer from the CDC. So if you watched my monologue from last week, we talked about how Norwegian had this ironclad proposal to the CDC. There's no way they can say no. They're still waiting for an answer, though. But they pretty much, put out a reiteration, or whatever you want to call it, of that cruising is bad and all this kind of stuff. So, that was probably their answer. But anyway, it says Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings today sent a reminder letter to the U.S. Centers of Disease Control requesting a response to the company's previously submitted plan to resume cruises in the United States ports in July. So over the past year, we have worked tirelessly and invested heavily into creating a path to resume cruise operations, including enlisting the guidance of the national's top scientific and public health experts, and we are confident that our science-backed SailSafe program will offer a uniquely safe and healthy vacation experience which protects our guests, crew, and communities that we visit. So fingers crossed, guys. But yeah, Norwegian still has not heard from the CDC. And so, yeah, still waiting, still hearing crickets. Like I mentioned on last week's show, you know, it's like all you hear is crickets, crickets. So not getting any answers anytime soon.